Good night, everyone. Oh my god, it's been forever since I went ahead and talked to you guys. I'm sorry if you guys are hearing all that music. It's literally a car outside my window. Welcome. Oh my god, it's 2016. I cannot believe it. I haven't spoken to you guys in so long because I just been busy with work and everything like that. But I'm back. I'm here and I'm ready to jump into the story time video with you. So if you are ready for that, keep on. If you're of my generation, you will fucking get how old this story is when you see what I'm talking about. So this is the time where I got, robbed in Brooklyn, obviously, as you can see from the title down below. And let me just start by saying at this time I was living in Queens. When I first moved to America for like the last time, I did live in Brooklyn for probably 2 to 3 years. One of those 2 to 3 years I lived there. I lived upstate New York in Utica. Pretty much Utica is like in the middle of nowhere. It's boring as fuck and it's just not the place to be when you're, an adolescent. So moved back to the city and I started living in Queens, but my middle school was still in Brooklyn. So I had to make the commute every single day to go to school. And this was like the time where the Sidekicks were popping off. Like I think this was like the time when the Sidekick 3 was picking up and everyone wanted it. Everyone and their mom had it. If you did not have the Sidekick 3, you were not cool. And that was just what it was. I still had my flip phone because I was probably like 10 or 11, maybe 12, I don't know. But I still had my flip phone and pretty much that was just not the business. So I remember that year literally begging my parents all year round for this phone. And I was like, listen, my birthday's in December, but it's at the beginning of the month. So I was like, whatever you're gonna get me for Christmas, just like double that and like move it to my birthday. Like just forget about Christmas. Like I don't care about a Christmas gift. Like just make sure I have this phone for my birthday. Okay? So I begged and begged and begged, and fast forwarding, the day of my birthday comes and I wake up, I'm like, fresh out of bed or whatever, expecting to see my Sidekick 3. Nothing. I'm like,
Did they forget it was my birthday? Did they forget I asked for the phone for my birthday?
So, no phone. I go to school, I'm like all mopey and shit, and I'm just like, yo, like I legit asked them for this phone and they did not give me my phone. Like, oh my god, the world is over. The world as I know it is over. Like, how am I supposed to survive without this phone? And so I get through my day, I get to school, I meet up with my clique, we're all talking, we're laughing. And stuff like that. I get home, call my mom, let her know I'm in the house or whatever, because she was at work. Still no phone. Okay? I'm like,
okay, y'all really playing games now because, in the morning I thought y'all was playing. I thought y'all was, y'all was acting dumb. I thought y'all forgot about my phone. But I come home and it's still the same game. Like, y'all could put this shit out when I went to school. Y'all playing games now. Where the phone at?
so hours pass by. My mom comes home. I'm like, okay, she got the goods. She got the goods, girl. Girl, ain't no fucking goods. She didn't have shit. I'm like,
oh my god. Y'all really forgot today's my birthday, and y'all really forgot what I asked y'all for.
So at this point, I gave up.
Yo, they did ask and give me my phone. Like, it's whatever. Fuck all of them. Fuck everybody. Like, the world is over.
I was spoiled. Like, I feel so bad saying that, but like, I was a spoiled kid, and I'm still a spoiled adult. It's just people don't give me my way as much anymore, and it still annoys me. But most of the time, I still get my way. So I was just really sad, really mopey. I was like, y'all all forgot today's my birthday and y'all did not get me what I want. And I'm kind of over it at this point. So I was like mopey or whatever. And then probably like 30 minutes to an hour later, my dad comes home. And I didn't even care because I'm like, you probably ain't got shit for me either. Like, y'all all played yourselves not getting me my phone today. Like, fuck all of y'all. So he comes in the room and he was like,
hey princess, why you so sad? It's your birthday, da-da.
I'm like, because I don't have what I want. Like, nobody got me what I wanted. And it's literally the only thing I asked for.
And my mom is like, my mom is different. She's like, ooh, okay, she's getting an attitude or whatever. I'm like,
don't get no attitude. It's my birthday, bitch. You didn't get me what I wanted, so you can't say nothing to me right now.
So my dad was always the more calm one, and he's like, so he's like, come here, like, come here. And I'm like, what you want? So he was like, give me a hug. I'm like, I'm not really in the hugging mood right now. So he was like, give me a hug. So I gave him the hug or whatever, like all half-assed. And then, girl, he pulled out that bag and I was like, oh my God. I went crazy because I'm like, oh my God, like, oh, didn't forget about me. Y'all was real good. You know what it is. At that time, that's when like you had to use your SIM card. It's not like now where if you have an iPhone, you don't use a SIM. Like back then you have to use your SIM card. So if you got a new phone or your phone got stolen or whatever the case may be, you just went ahead, got your SIM card, popped it out, and put it into a new phone. And that's exactly what happened, girl. Girl, I was so trifling at that point. I wasted no time powering down my little fucking flip phone. I was like, bye flip phone, fuck you, I'm going. I got my phone that I wanted. Bye, you've been faithful for all these years, girl, bye-bye. Goodbye. And I turned on the Sidekick. And let me tell you, it made the most beautiful sound. Like, most beautiful sound. Girl, as soon as that shit powered up, I think you could have either volunteered to save your contacts on your phone and on your SIM, and I saved most of my contacts on my SIM. So girl, I had all my contacts, all my friends' numbers was on there. I texted my friends, was like, oh my God, they didn't play me. I have my phone. Da 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 da. I was flossing. Like when I tell you I was the happiest girl in the world, I was the happiest girl in the world. And in hindsight, looking back, I could see why they didn't give it to me the morning of, because if they gave me it the morning of, I would have been doing shit in school that day. Okay? Understand me. Like I would have been doing nothing, because at the end of the day, I would have been on my phone. So anywho's, whatever, my mom already warned me. She's like, you know you went to school in Brooklyn, right? So be careful with that phone. Be careful with that phone. So anyways, you know, being a kid or whatever, I go to school and I'm flossing and I'm so happy and I'm like, oh my God, look at my phone. I'm like talking and showing all my friends or whatever. And apparently it was this girl that was like, I'm sorry y'all, I'm trying to get comfortable to finish telling this story. There was this girl that was pretty much like a lesbian. Like she was a lesbian. And I thought she was just looking at me because she thought I was cute. But no, she was looking at me because I had the phone and she was plotting to pretty much either steal it or rob me of it. So, you know, probably like a few days went on where I realized, you know, during lunch, this girl's like staring at me, like doing the most. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And I pointed it out to my friends. I'm like, oh, this girl keeps staring at me. And they're like, oh, she's like gay, so probably like she likes you or whatever. I'm like, okay, but like she shouldn't stay over there and just look at me. Like she could come over here and say something. So fast forwarding to probably like the evening of the second day where she was like staring me down. For some reason, I had to go over to the house I used to live in Brooklyn for my dad to pick me up from there and bring me home. I don't know what it was that I can't remember, but my mom was like, just go over there and after work your daddy come pick you up and bring you home. So I was like, okay, no problem. So I go over there, but whilst I'm going over there, I realized this big fat nigga, like when I say big fat nigga, I mean big fat nigga, like staring at me. And I'm like, okay, first of all, you look older and I'm a middle school child. Like you do not need to be talking to me. And I just wasn't in the mood to be hit on that day. So I just crossed the street because I'm like, if I walk past this nigga on the same block, he gonna try to talk to me. And I'm really not in the mood for that. So I crossed the street or whatever, had my music in, minding my business. I only lived 5 blocks away in Brooklyn. Like the house that I lived in Brooklyn was only 5 blocks away from my middle school. So I'm walking and I got to the next block, like the home stretch, if you will. And it's literally like the block was so lonely. It was so weird. So I'm walking, I'm like the only soul on the block. And sudden, mind you, earlier on that day, I had a fight with a boy in my class, and I picked up the little chair, because at that time, you know, if you were in middle school, you had a little chair that you had to flip over at the end of the day and put on top of your desk. Yeah, I picked up my shit, and I was ready to smack him in the face with it, because he was getting crazy with me, and I got mad at him, and I told him that I would smack the shit out of him, and he wasn't listening, so I got up, picked up my chair, and was like this, ready to throw it at him, because I was a strong kid. I still am a strong person, but, like, physically, I could lift a lot. So you know, I picked up my chair, I was ready to throw it at him or whatever. And he was like, I'm gonna get my cousin to jump you after school, da da da. And I'm like, okay, bitch, get your little funky ass, ghetto ass cousin. Because they were like the hoodlums of hoodlums. When I tell you them niggas was hood, they was hood. When I tell you they was hoodlums, they were hoodlums. And I'm like, get your fucking little hoodlum ass cousin to come get me after school, bitch. I'm gonna be waiting right here for her. But I forgot about it or whatever. I was going home. So out of nowhere, somebody comes punch me in my ear, and I'm like, the fuck, bitch? So I turn around like, square up, bitch, square up. But the time I turn around, I see the same fat nigga that was looking at me and a short girl or person. I know it was a girl at this point, but short person with a colorful ass ski mask on. So pretty much it's just a winter hat that the person cut holes in so that they could be able to see. And they're like, doing all of this. And I'm like, bitch, who comes to a fight in a ski mask though? But whatever. I'm like, okay, whatever, bitch, square up. You want to fight? Like, it's whatever. So I put up my hands and I go swing at her. When I go to swing at her, she grabbed, because at that time, like I said, you had to have the trilogy. You had to have the phone, the holster to put on your waist, and the iPod. I had all three at this point. So I was hot shit at this point. I had all three. So as I go to swing at her, my jacket raised. And she grabbed the phone off my hip and she dipped. And the fat nigga, like, he started to walk backward, like, slow or whatever. And then he started running with her. And I'm like, oh, you weren't here to jump me. You were here for my phone. That's what you wanted. Okay. And then, like, I was so in shock. Like, I just turned around. Like, so that happened. And I just turned around. Like, real slow, like, confused, like, the fuck just happened? And I continued walking to where I was going. Right? So I get there. I got a phone call. So I get to where I'm going and I'm just like, at this time, I'm still in shock. I'm just like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I've only had this phone for 3 days, literally 3 days. It hasn't even been a week and somebody just robbed me of my phone. Like, so I called my mom on their phone and I told her what happened. And I guess as I'm telling her what happened, reality set in that this phone I begged for the whole year that I didn't even have for 5 days got stolen. I was robbed of my phone that I didn't even have for like 3 days. And girl, I broke down and started crying. Like, it was not even funny. Like, I was crying so hysterically. Normally, my mom would withhold information from me, but when she realized how hysterical I was over the phone, she just told me, she was like, relax, like, I got insurance because I knew something like this was happening, just in case something like this happened, I got insurance, blah, 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 so it doesn't matter, like, we're gonna get a new one, like, just relax, like, it's not the end of the world. So that calmed me down a little bit, and she was like, your father will be there shortly to pick you up, like, just relax, and we'll get that figured out really soon. So I ended up getting a new one, and I had like the same evening or whatever, and she told me, like, she forewarned me, she was like, listen to me, she was like, when you go to school, keep your phone in your bag. She was like, if you have to call me, like, pretend you're looking for something in your bag and use your headset and call me. Like, don't show the phone physically. But if you guys are wondering what the phone is or what it was, I think I told you guys, like, if you weren't hip if you didn't have it. It's the Sidekick 3. I was catering for just the Sidekick, like the regular Sidekick 3, but my dad went above and beyond and he got me the Sidekick 3 Diane von Furstenberg, because I'm looking at the box. He got me the Diane von Furstenberg one, and it looks like this. Oh my god, I still have the thing on it because you was popping when you had the thing too, like the little wristlet thing or whatever. Like, this one came with it, and this one I just attached from like maybe another phone or something. But oh my god, I love this phone. It looks like this. Isn't it so cute? Oh my god, you can see my fridge's reflection. But oh my god, isn't it so cute? It has her name here. And then, like, when you flipped it and you do like that, You had like pink keys. Oh, it was just the perfect girly phone. Like, oh my god, you had like the pink keys, and you flip it around and had her name again with a heart, and it's in pink, and it said Sidekick, and it had her name. Oh my god. I'm pretty sure it still works. It's just not charged. But I love this phone so much, and I still wish that there was like plans and stuff for it, because honestly, I would probably still use this. Camera quality wise, it's not great. Camera quality wise, it's not great because obviously we have evolved in technology and we have gotten better with the megapixels. But I love this phone, and at that time, you know, the quality was great. We didn't know that we were going to be able to take HD pictures with our phone. So, you know, you'd be walking like, hey girl, yes, how you been? What happened today at school? Who fought? Oh my god, this person? Are you for real? Really? Damn. So, you know, you would just pop it when you had this phone. Like, this was the best part. This right here, like, kids of this generation, if you don't know what this phone is, pay close attention, babies. This shit right here was the iPhone of my day. This shit right here, nigga. This shit right here, if you had this phone right here, you were popping. You were popping if you had this phone. Best feature of this phone right here, ladies and gentlemen. That's the best feature. I could do this all day. I really can. I could do this all day. I really can. Oh my god. So this was the phone I got robbed for. And I'm getting a new one. I also have another one that I have in its box in my closet. But yeah, this is the phone I got robbed for. Obviously, I got it back, and you know, life goes on. Now fast forward, we fucking robbing niggas for iPhones now. I mean, I never experienced that, but it was just crazy because it was the first time and the last time that I ever got robbed. And because it happened in Brooklyn, it just left like a very bad taste in my mouth for Brooklyn. I don't go over there. When people are like, oh, let's go to somewhere, I'm like, where at? And they're like, Brooklyn. I'm like, ooh, girl, you by yourself. And they're like, oh, just take the J train. I'm like, bitch, you want me to take what train? Like, if there's, okay, say there's two ways to get somewhere. The J train, which is faster, and another train, which is slower. I would take the other train, which is slower. Like, I just don't fuck with the J train like that. Like, I just don't. I'm sorry. I just don't. So, that was the story of when I got robbed. For my Sidekick 3 Diane von Furstenberg version. And yeah. So if you guys enjoyed this video, definitely thumbs it up. Give me a like because that's important. I need them. And definitely share this story to your friends and your family, all that stuff. And come back for more because I have a lot more story times that I have to film. So anyways, I'll see you guys in my next one. Thanks for sticking by. Happy New Year. Oh my god. Let's see if it still turns on. Does it? It's probably not charged. Wait. Oh, this is the power button. Nope. It's not coming on. It's not charged. But I'm so annoying. I can literally do that like all day.